pratique de l'highline, pour moi, c'est marcher et presque voler. Des fois, je me pose la question quand je suis sur un fil. Il y a des fois où j'ai peur. Je me dis, mais qu'est-ce que je fais ici? Il y a d'autres moments où je ressens tellement...
There's so many stark images of him on the wire at unbelievable heights and distances, and it's really it's so amazing to watch. You almost don't even think it's real in the opening sequences. Excuse me, but the level of focus and determination to have this type of pursuit, especially given the fact that there's not necessarily a lot of fanfare for this pursuit, really shows you a reflection of the passion of the subject and of his connection not to just this experience, which I believe he likened to a very emotional and spiritual experience, but tying it to his family as well. And I thought the narrative had a sort of a thematic intent of the balancing act of not just what he was doing with his work, but his dynamic with his family, with his son, I believe, and how that has to also be balanced with his work. And I thought the piece had a very sort of relatable and human feel to it that I thought worked well, as well as having the very enthralling shots of him on the wire.
In this style of documentary, it's almost as if we're peeking into the subject's life. We're seeing him as a dad, his day to day, his preparation and setting up with the highline, just how his life, a day in the life. You have some spectacular drone shots in this piece. The ones that are above him were great. You get to see the full scale of how high he is. And also then seeing his family life, I feel, made me more invested in him successfully crossing this line. So now it's no longer just a man walking across. Now it's this father, this family man, and I care about his overall well-being. The amount the line shakes was freaking me out. And then the moment when he's no longer able to hold his balance, very intense, but he gets back up again with such skill. And I love that this moment where he's crossing is cut between him and his son on the tightrope. The ending drone shot's beautiful. Just so many beautiful moments in this, and it really made this documentary very personal.
Watching what he was doing and the way that he was doing it, it almost felt surreal, and it looked surreal, but I knew that it was actually happening. I'd never heard of highlining before, never want to do it. But the talent that he had and what he can do and the way that he does this is just, I mean, it's riveting. I could not take my eyes off of the screen. I thought that it was great. And I loved what the filmmakers did with the creativity in their camera angles. I don't want to know how they got some of those camera angles because I'm sure that it had to have been insanely difficult, but they did such an amazing job.
Beautiful or unconventional documentary where we don't have the usual interviews or narration to sort of tell us what's going on. We sort of have to see for ourselves and make our own judgments and assumptions. And I love that we have this title of balancing act, and then we see not only is his hobby, balancing at humongous heights and sort of risking his life every day, maybe not every day, and then we see him and his family. So he's both balancing as a hobby, and he's also balancing that hobby with his family life and with, his everyday. So seeing those two balancing acts was really cool. I liked that it was a slice of life. So we saw his everyday and what it took for him to get out there on I guess it's a slack line, tightrope. Just seeing him take these incredible risks while also knowing he has this family at home also made the stakes even higher for him when watching him. They did a great job of cutting and making, raising the stakes for us with that suspenseful music and then cutting right as he fell. Definitely gave my heart a clutch. And having the music behind that and the awesome drone shots in this film are very incredible. Just seeing it definitely showed the scope of his risky endeavors.
This idea of doing this is so far out of my realm of things that I would accept and like the acceptable reality, that actually getting to, you know, kind of go behind the scenes and not just of planning something like this, which obviously takes a lot of time, but also just who he like his life. I thought was really, really great and really, really interesting. And I thought like it was just like I said, it was captivating. And I think that things like this are wild, but you learn and you like gain so much when you have exposure to them because I think it makes everybody uh a little bit more brave and a little bit more have a little bit more courage to push their own boundaries.
The passion with this beautiful scenery and amazing close-ups and shots and zoom out with the concentration required to do this activity, and you have this during an actual crossing that's only possible with drones. And I love to see as well the balancing with their daily life, how he's passing the skill to his son, and a regular dinner with their families. It was just very, very cute to watch, and this activity is just so intense.